Kwon Yu, once a national taekwondo champion and top athlete, now spends nearly all his time holed up in an internet cafe, unemployed but dominating the online gaming world. In the virtual realm, he goes by the name Captain, a seasoned leader of a group called Resurrection. Though his own life is in shambles, he's known for selflessly helping other players, putting their needs above his own, even in the face of danger. One day, after wrapping up a gaming session, Kwon Yu noticed a smartphone ringing on a nearby table. When he answered it, a young woman on the line explained she had accidentally left her phone at the cafe and asked him to bring it to her home. Initially reluctant to leave his game, Kwon Yu changed his mind when she offered him $10 for the favor. Kwon Yu agreed to return the phone and headed to the young woman's apartment. When he arrived, the front door was open, and he could hear her showering in the bathroom. He called out from the living room, and she responded, telling him to leave the phone on the table and take the money she had set aside. Kwon Yu did as instructed, and before leaving, he casually reminded her to keep her door locked, warning that it could be dangerous otherwise. But the next morning, while Kwon Yu was asleep in his room, his world was turned upside down. A team of police officers stormed in and arrested him, accusing him of murdering the same woman. Kwon Yu was completely stunned, unable to grasp what was happening. His hands were stained with blood, and the supposed murder weapon was found in his room. The evidence against him was overwhelming. His fingerprints and DNA were discovered at the crime scene, CCTV footage showed him at the apartment, and even his semen had been found there. Kwon Yu was accused of sexually assaulting a minor twice before brutally stabbing her multiple times in the stomach and neck. The case quickly spread across the media, sparking public outrage over the horrifying crime. His mother, a nurse, rushed to the police station as soon as she heard the news, but she wasn't allowed to see her son. Determined to clear his name, she began handing out flyers proclaiming his innocence and insisting he had been framed. Despite her efforts, the public had already made up their minds and most believed Kwon Yu was guilty, dismissing his mother's pleas and even mocking her. In desperation, she turned to a local lawmaker, Mr. Min, for help. However, he was hesitant to support her, unsure of Kwon Yu's innocence given the overwhelming evidence. A few days later, the case went to trial, and all the damning proof against Kwon Yu was laid out in court. Due to intense media pressure, the court swiftly declared Kwon Yu guilty and sentenced him to life imprisonment in a maximum security prison, with no chance for bail. In addition, he was ordered to spend 5 years in a rehabilitation facility, as the court believed his gaming habits and unemployment may have contributed to his mental decline and violent behavior. The public assumed that his obsession with online games and joblessness had pushed him over the edge. Late at night, Kwon Yu was transferred to the maximum security facility. Inside, he looked completely out of place, an innocent-looking man surrounded by hardened criminals. Before long, he drew the attention of the prison's dominant gang leader, Ma Diak. One of the inmates dragged Kwon Yu to Ma Diak, while the prison guards looked on, fully aware of the confrontation brewing. However, Ma Diak gave a subtle signal, telling the guards not to interrupt them. Kwon Yu was brutally beaten by Ma Diak and his gang. In an act of self-defense, he managed to land a punch on Ma Diak, which only enraged the gang leader further. The retaliation was severe and Kwon Yu was beaten even more viciously. When the guards finally intervened, Ma Diak twisted the story, accusing Kwon Yu of attacking him first. As a result, Kwon Yu was thrown into solitary confinement for 3 days. After being released, 2 inmates approached him, pretending to be allies who were against Ma Diak's crew. But in reality, they just wanted to hear his side of the story about the crime he was accused of and specifically to know how he allegedly assaulted and murdered the victim. Kwon Yu refused to engage and walked away in silence. Soon after, Ma Diak and his men came after him again, beating him savagely and torturing him with various sharp objects. To endure the pain, Kwon Yu bit into his own hand. Life in prison became a cycle of constant abuse for him. One day, his mother came to visit, accompanied by Mr. Min. She was heartbroken by her son's deteriorating condition and deeply concerned, knowing the suffering he was enduring behind bars. She noticed the truth after seeing the wounds all over Kwon Yu's body. Holding back her emotions, she told him that she had found someone who could confirm his alibi. She assured him that she was doing everything she could to prove his innocence and urged him to stay strong, no matter how hard things were inside prison. Her words gave Kuan Yu a renewed sense of hope and strength to keep going. After the visit, Kuan Yu returned to prison life with a renewed sense of determination. However, the beatings from Ma Diak and his gang didn't stop. One day during mealtime, a fellow inmate who sympathized with Kuan Yu quietly handed him some herbal medicine for his injuries. The inmate told him he didn't believe he was a murderer and neither did Ma Diak. The gang leader simply saw Kuan Yu as an easy target. But Kuan Yu had had enough. He decided to stand his ground and prove he wasn't someone who gives up easily. When Ma Diak's men came to attack him again, Kuan Yu hid and prepared a makeshift weapon using only paper. Then, he fought back fiercely, taking down each of Ma Diak's henchmen one by one. Eventually, he confronted Ma Diak himself and struck him down until the gang leader was left unconscious. The following day, Mr. Min visited Kuan Yu and delivered devastating news that his mother had taken her own life. He presented the death certificate and said he needed Kuan Yu's signature to get approval from the district office to arrange her funeral. Mr. Min explained that the constant harassment and judgment from the public had driven her to it. The news left Kuan Yu heartbroken, and that night, he dreamed of his mother embracing him one last time. Determined to no longer suffer in silence, Kuan Yu resolved to escape. A fellow inmate had previously given him information on how to break out without drawing too much attention. The next day, Kuan Yu initiated his plan and he attacked Ma Diak and stabbed himself during the scuffle to make the escape look like a medical emergency. Soon after, he was placed in a prison transport headed for the hospital. Midway through the ride, Kuan Yu regained consciousness and fought the guards, managing to hold a sharp object to the head guard's neck and demand the key to his handcuffs. The guard handed it over. In the chaos, the vehicle crashed, injuring everyone inside. Miraculously, Kuan Yu escaped the wreckage. As he was about to flee, the head guard aimed a gun at him, but then lowered it, perhaps recognizing Kuan Yu's innocence, and he let him go. Kuan Yu fled into the forest, hiding deep where no one could find him. Along the way, he stole some clothes to avoid being recognized and kept moving without rest. His escape quickly escalated into a national emergency, and the authorities were desperate to capture him. While in hiding, Kuan Yu came across a foreign couple whose car had broken down on the roadside. They were in a rush to catch a flight, so he offered to help fix their car. Grateful for his help and unaware of who he really was, the couple who were about to leave the country gave Kuan Yu their old car as a gesture of thanks. Using the car, Kuan Yu drove back into the city and headed straight to Mr. Min's home, hoping the lawyer might understand his situation. Min gave him his mother's necklace and promised to take another look at the case files. However, he also confessed that he had already alerted the police and asked Kuan Yu to surrender. Before the authorities arrived, Kuan Yu escaped once again. Later on, Kuan Yu went to an internet cafe to look up news articles about himself. While most of the reports were negative and painted him as guilty, he stumbled upon a documentary that challenged the verdict in his case. The video raised serious doubts, questioning how Kuan Yu could have assaulted someone twice and stabbed them multiple times within just 3 minutes of being inside the apartment. It also revealed that much of the evidence had been tampered with and that the investigation was mishandled. After watching the documentary, Kuan Yu let out a heavy sigh. Surprisingly, the creator of the video was Mr. Harry, his former teammate from the online game they used to play together. Mr. Harry, who turned out to be a woman named Yeo Wol in real life, reached out to Kuan Yu. She warned him that the internet cafe manager was about to call the police, so he had to leave immediately. Yeo Wol then arranged to meet him at a diner and later brought him to her secret hideout located outside the city. She lived there alone, hidden from the world, and spent most of her time working on computers. A brilliant hacker, Yeo Wol welcomed Kuan Yu with a warm meal, which he truly enjoyed. Soon after, other members of Kuan Yu's old online gaming team joined them, eager to help repay him for all the support he'd given them in the past. Yeo Wool had already dug deep into Kwon Yu's case and uncovered several inconsistencies in the so-called evidence. She brought the group together to expose the truth and prove his innocence. As part of their investigation, they began looking into a recent high-profile murder case with a similar pattern. From CCTV footage, they noticed that the same truck appeared near the scenes of each crime. Yeo Wool traced the truck's registration and discovered it was linked to a junk shop. Kwon Yu went there secretly and saw two men loading a large box into a vehicle. He tailed them until they reached the building, where they entered the apartment of No Jun-young, a rising television star. Hiding in the shadows, Kwon Yu watched as the men opened the box. Inside was the dead body of the actor. He continued watching in silence as a group of so-called experts faked the entire crime scene, planting fingerprints, hair, and other false evidence. Unbeknownst to him, Mr. Min was observing everything from his supercomputer. It was revealed that the real killer was the daughter of a powerful businessman, Chairman Cho, who had hired Min to fabricate the scenes and pin the murders to innocent people like what happened to Kwon Yu, just to protect his daughter from prosecution. It was later uncovered that Mr. Min had a hidden room in his building, accessible only through his facial recognition, and inside was a powerful intelligence-gathering supercomputer that secretly hid within his apartment complex. Using this system, Min carefully selected the next scapegoat to cover up another crime for Chairman Cho's family. His next target was a young woman named Jong So, an ordinary person with no ties to No Jun-young, completely unaware that her life was about to be turned upside down. Meanwhile, Kwon Yu had taken a photo from No Jun-young's apartment and gave it to Yeo Wool, asking her to scan the fingerprints. He also wanted her help identifying who Min's next target might be. After analyzing the data for a few hours, Yeo Wool discovered a fingerprint match belonging to Jong So. Meanwhile, Min dispatched a team to sedate Jong So and collect samples of her hair, saliva, and blood, all of which were used to fabricate evidence at the crime scene. Later, they tricked her into going to No Jun-young's apartment by calling her directly. Fortunately, Yeo Wool had tapped the call, and when Kwon Yu heard the voice on the call, he immediately recognized it. It was the same voice that had lured him to the scene of his alleged crime. Just like in Kwon Yu's case, the real murderer was actually the son of a wealthy client, and Kwon Yu had been set up as the scapegoat. Determined to uncover the truth, Kwon Yu tracked down the woman responsible for luring victims. He attempted to catch her, but she narrowly escaped on the back of a motorcycle driven by an accomplice. Without hesitation, Kwon Yu began chasing after them. Suddenly, Kwon Yu's vehicle broke down, and out of nowhere, Ma Deok appeared. He had somehow been released, thanks to Mr. Min tampering with the prison records. Seizing the moment, Ma Deok dragged Kwon Yu to an abandoned building and began torturing him as payback for what happened back in prison. Just in time, Yeo Wool sent a SWAT team to the location, having already tracked Kwon Yu's whereabouts. This gave Kwon Yu a chance to escape, and Yeo Wool quickly picked him up and drove him to safety. While on the road, Kwon Yu questioned how Ma Deok managed to track him. That's when Yeo Wool found a tracker hidden in the necklace his mother had given him. It became clear that Mr. Min had been using it to monitor Kwon Yu's every move. Though it pained him, Kwon Yu took off the necklace and tossed it away, knowing it had put him in danger. After the team's actions, they deployed a drone to inspect Min's building, suspecting it housed a high-tech supercomputer that was collecting massive amounts of data from the public. Their hunch proved correct and they discovered a large, sophisticated computer during the search. Meanwhile, Kwon Yu destroyed the fake crime scene that Min's men had staged in No Jun-young's apartment. In response, Min ordered his team to clean up that apartment and any other fabricated crime scenes. Kwon Yu also went a step further by blowing up one of Min's vehicles, which was carrying equipment meant to manipulate the evidence. Chairman Cho's daughter was secretly hiding in a hospital, pretending to be a patient, but she was eager to leave. Because of this, Min was under pressure to wrap things up quickly, and not only from her but also from Chairman Cho himself. While Min was busy fabricating another crime scene, Kwon Yu took advantage of the situation and lured Chairman Cho's daughter to that very spot. As a result, she was caught on camera and became a suspect. The incident quickly spread online, and Min's plan unraveled at his workplace. Soon after, Min received a call from Kuan Yu, who told him that his crimes were about to be exposed to the public. Min, being a psychopath, seemed to relish the challenge. He admitted that he was bored staging fake crime scenes and welcomed the thrill of facing someone like Kuan Yu. But before he could finish his thoughts, Kuan Yu hung up on him, infuriating him. Moments later, Min discovered his secretary was dead, realizing he had walked into a trap and Kuan Yu was already inside his apartment. Min ran to his hidden sanctuary, but Kuan Yu intercepted him, kicking him in the face and beating him repeatedly inside the supercomputer room. There, Kuan Yu accessed Min's system and uncovered a trove of video files showing staged crime scenes and including the one that framed him. Among them, he saw heartbreaking footage of his mother protesting alone, trying to clear his name. Min then coldly revealed that Kuan Yu's mother didn't commit suicide, he had killed her because she was becoming a nuisance. Furious, Kuan Yu unleashed his rage and beat Min even more brutally. Then, using Yeo Wool's thumb drive, he began transferring all the damning evidence, surveillance videos of staged murders, phone logs of Min's clients, and other incriminating data. Suddenly, Kuan Yu got a call from Ma Diak, who threatened to kill his friends. Min then revealed that Ma Diak had already stormed Yeo Wool's hideout and taken Kuan Yu's teammates hostage. He warned Kuan Yu that if he didn't get there within 10 minutes, they would all be killed. With no time to wait for the full data transfer, Kuan Yu rushed out to save them. While speeding toward the hideout, Min called again, saying he planned to use Yeo Wool as the scapegoat for his next scheme. He had already sent a team of specialists to collect Yeo Wool's DNA and other evidence from the hideout to frame her. Meanwhile, Ma Diak attempted to shoot one of Kuan Yu's teammates but missed. Just then, the power went out and Kuan Yu arrived right on time. Using his exceptional fighting skills, he took down all of Ma Diak's men. After rescuing his team, they made a break for a TV station, evading both Min's operatives and the police along the way. Along the journey, they discovered that Min had twisted the media narrative, painting Kuan Yu's group as a dangerous, psychotic crime syndicate. Once inside the station, the team split up and some held off their pursuers while Yeo Wool raced to the command center to set up his broadcasting equipment. The plan was to reveal the truth about Min to the public. Unfortunately, before the broadcast could finish, the entire group except Yeo Wool was captured by the police. Kuan Yu's car was quickly surrounded by police, and with no way out, he stepped out with his hands raised. The entire scene was broadcast live on a massive screen, and the public watched closely. Min, thinking he had won, was enjoying every moment not until the feed in the command center suddenly went dark. His confidence quickly turned to panic when he realized Yeo Wool's USB drive was still plugged into his computer, and it had just completed uploading all the incriminating data. Yeo Wool had compiled all the damning evidence from Min's computer into a detailed presentation. She hijacked the TV station's broadcast and began revealing the truth, Min's connections with powerful clients and the manipulation of victims' lives, including the fake case against Kuan Yu. As the evidence aired, the public was shocked, finally realizing how wrong they had been about Kuan Yu and many others who had been falsely accused and imprisoned. Min, realizing his exposure, attempted to flee, but Kuan Yu's team had already sabotaged his car by removing the steering wheel. With nowhere to run, Min was arrested by the police. However, there was a subtle hint that a more powerful force backing Min remained hidden from the public eye. In the end, Kuan Yu and his team successfully cleared their names and dismantled the false accusations. Min was sent to prison, where he encountered Ma Diak once again, who now harbored his own rage toward him. Meanwhile, the couple who had lent their car to Kuan Yu got it back in even better condition than before. The story closes with Kuan Yu and his team gathered together, sharing a joyful meal. As they laugh and bond, Kuan Yu quietly remembers his mother, smiling gently as he honors her memory. And that's where the story ends. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell to get updated on every video that we upload. Thank you and have a great day.